Hello everyone, my name is Olamide Jolaosho and I'm here to talk to you today about an interesting topic titled, Do I Need a Master's Degree in Data Science and Analytics? And I'm talking to you today on the platform of our organization, the DataMind-Mindset. And what we do in the DataMind-Mindset really is to help data professionals and enthusiasts all around the globe to navigate their journey in the data space. And today, we're going to be talking about a very, very burning question in the hearts of many professionals out there, which is, do I need a master's degree in data science and analytics? Before we start, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a metallurgical and materials engineer by training, and I've had 16 years industry experience in the banking sector. And the last 6 years of this, I've spent this building and working with various data teams in the financial services sector. I write, I speak, I coach, and I love good food. And one other thing I like to always push out there, I'm a WWE fan, and I support a club called Manchester United. But enough about me, let's get into today's topic. Let me start by telling you about my Shingai story. You will see the picture in front of you, a vast leader in the data space who lives in Canada today, doing awesome things in the data analytics space. I first met Shingai in the year 2018 at a conference here in Lagos, Nigeria. I just started my career out then, really didn't know what the future was going to hold, and it was a fantastic conference that I attended where Shingai happened to be one of the speakers. At the end of the session, like most of us enthusiasts would do, I just rushed over to her to just ask her a couple of questions, and I told her about what I was doing in the analytics space at the time, and I asked her a question that bordered around what was the next thing to do for me in my career. She listened with great intent to my questions, which bordered on how I would take my analytics career to the next level. One of the things I asked her during that session was if doing a master's degree in data science was a good move for me in my career at the time. At that time, I had led 2 data teams and I was on the verge of growing my career to the next level. But I was so unsure whether doing a master's degree would take me there and take me to that level that I wanted to be. After she listened to me, she only said a very few words. She looked at me, I remember quite well, and said, do the masters. You know, I left a bit disappointed because maybe something in me was wishing that she told me not to do the masters. But then guess what? I really didn't heed that advice at that particular time. Fast forward to 1 year later, and then I had gone ahead in my career, working with my boss at the organization at the time, and I was faced with the same question. I still wanted to do an educational course or degree that would take my career to the next level. And I remember talking to my boss at the time, and I asked him that, oh, what does he think if I should do a master's degree? He looked at me then and said, Olamide, you have led a data science team. You have done so many projects in the data space. A master's degree at this time would be the icing on the cake for you. It's better that you do the actual masters. In all honesty, I was actually looking at 1 or 2 courses in business analytics. There was one certification, it wasn't even a certification. It was a master's degree that had to do with AI. But he told me then that it was really important that I sort of like solidify the foundation I had with a very technical master's degree in data science. And that was it for me, really. When I heard that counsel, I knew that this had to be the next step for me. This is 2024, and I can boldly tell you that I got my master's in data science from the University of East London last year in 2023. Why did I tell this story, really? You might be out there and you're asking yourself, what is actually the next step for me in taking my data career to the next level? What I'm saying goes beyond just you doing just data science. You could be in business intelligence, visualization, or you're in data engineering, or you're just really enthused about business analytics or decision science, which is another growing area in the data space. And there are so many courses out there today that speaks about AI as well, meaning that you might be asking yourself, do I need to do a degree course or a master's to take my career to the next level? Are you currently undergoing one, or you are planning to take one? I want to ask you a couple of questions to consider. Why have you decided to start a master's degree in data science or a related field? One answer to this might be to get ahead in my career and increase my earning power. Another one could be to improve in my data analytics skills. And another one could be to help me get a better job. And for those of you that you are born and bred in Nigeria here, it could be for you to japa, which is what we use in local parlance to depict when people migrate from this country to other climes such as Canada, the United States, or the UK. And it's basically to use that as a stepping stone to launch their career and even a whole new life outside the country. I want you to just stop for a minute and think, really, why do you really want to do it, a data science degree or in a related field? You can take a cue even from my own story. The real reason was that I knew at that time, if I did a master's degree, it would solidify my own standing as an analytics leader. Today, with almost 8 years experience in the data field, I have done projects, I have led teams, and even beyond even leading data science team, my current job in where I work today now is really about leading the entire data function. But then I have a specialty, a master's degree in data science. Safe to say that I'm also considering doing a PhD, but that's the talk for another day. But then, another question you really need to consider, is a master's degree necessary to advance your career? For some of you out there, the master's might not be the next point for you. You might simply need to just get better in your technical skills, or probably find a coach or a mentor that will help you fill in the gaps with what you need to learn and what you need to do. For some of you, it might just be seeking a good internship position to get that needed work experience that will take your data career to the next level. And for some of you, it might just be to just still stick with it and have more practical cases or practical use cases, as the case may be, where you will now begin to build a good portfolio of work, and then you're able to solidify your experience. I'll tell another story of a colleague that I once worked with a couple of years ago. He was a very, very strong data scientist, and then he had gone on to build a lot of machine learning models and a lot of machine learning solutions. I had the pleasure of working with him very, very closely. And I remember at a time where he actually wanted to do a master's, and then he had some setbacks, and then he had to be delayed a year or so. He didn't let that deter him. He kept on putting in the work. He kept on digging down to solidify what he knew in terms of work experience and in terms of projects. Safe to say, when the time came for him to go for his master's degree, he was able to go with ease. And then within the first few months of him doing the master's outside of Nigeria, he got a job that could easily pay the whole cost of what he had already invested in doing that master's degree. That's a couple of years ago. This, my friend, now is a solid crack professional in the data and AI space in Europe. You really, really need to do a lot of introspection to decide and determine whether a data science master's, or it could be in another related field in analytics, is the next move for you. Yes, it might be. Preferably, you've also listened to those 4 questions that I put over during the course of my video. You need to be 100% sure of your career direction in data analytics before you embark on that master's degree. Today, I lead a data team where I have data engineers, business intelligence analysts, data governance specialists, and even data scientists. And I can tell you for free, I have never hired one that had a master's degree. Well, you might ask yourself, oh, am I being partial or using that to maybe judge? No, not really. First and foremost, I've never really come across one that had a master's degree that has sought employment where I work. But because I am not at this time really hinged up on that being the criteria for hiring someone, maybe in the future I might look at it. But what do some employers look for? Employers or data leaders are more interested in what you can do with your analytical skills than the advanced degrees that you have. I'll repeat that for a bit of emphasis. Data leaders are more interested in what you can do with your analytic skills than the advanced degrees that you have. Okay? It's important that you are able to do what you say you can do. Then a degree might now help you to further solidify what you already said you can do. If you're a data scientist and you can build best-in-class machine learning models and AI solutions, today we are all talking about generative AI, conversational AI. You need to be able to do it. If you can do it and you now have a master's degree, that helps your career, that helps your profile, that gives a bit of hump to that which you can also do. So as you ponder through all these things that I've passed across in today's video, it's time to take inventory. What current skills do you have in data at the moment? Are you just getting by in Excel, or you are very, very good in visualization with the likes of Tableau and Power BI, or you're already building up solid skills in data science and in data engineering? Which areas and career paths are you more interested in? What form of analytics comes to you with ease and without struggle? Are you really data inclined or just going with the flow? This particular question is another topic for another day, but really it's food for thought, and it's worth giving all the consideration that is needed. Another question to consider as you take this inventory is, have I really cemented the basics before thinking of a master's degree? I can tell so many stories around this. Just last year, I got a message from someone. It was on LinkedIn, and the person was looking for a bit of coaching because this particular person had gone ahead to start a master's degree. The person had an accounting background and yet was doing a data science master's. And then there was a bit of struggle. And the first question I asked was, why data science as a master's degree? Really, it's important that you need to cement the basics before you actually go for an advanced degree such as a master's. But don't forget, I do realize and I do recognize that you might need to go for the master's if you've just finished maybe your first degree course here in Nigeria, wherever it is, and you're just going directly for a postgraduate course, which is a master's in that regard. Yeah, that is okay. But still, it's important for you to ensure that you solidify what you already know as a foundation before adding that master's degree on top of that. Thank you so much for listening to me today, and be sure to just look out for many more videos that will come in the coming days to come. Feel free to follow my page on LinkedIn and even our company page on the DataMind-Mindset, where we have so many resources for you, and we have online courses, various newsletters and webinars. You'll see the links on the top of your screen. Till I come again with another very interesting topic in the data space that will help you to chart your course and your career path in analytics. This is Olamide Jola saying thank you and goodbye. Have a nice day.